Hey guys, my name's Chris. I've been playing Dota for like 10 something years. I'm not that good, but I have some great tips for brand new players. So if you've never played a MOBA before, you just want to try out Dota, you're getting through the tutorials, there's things that feel too difficult or overwhelming, stick around. We're going to go through 5 or 6 things that are going to make your life easier and make the game honestly just more enjoyable to play. These are things that I don't believe that the tutorial really covers, so this will be really helpful for you. When you're in the character select, right, you're going from the low hero pool, right? Maybe you're playing just the like against bots, or you've been playing the limited hero selection, and so you get into a normal game. You're like, I'm gonna play a normal game. First of all, when you play unranked, you're getting in random games. It's gonna be, in my opinion, way more frustrating because you're more likely to get into games with completely different skill levels. What I would recommend is starting to get into ranked. Ranked will finally probably get you into a spot where you're winning pretty much half your games. Like, that's the whole purpose of it, right? I have had way more fun playing ranked than trying to play normal games and having just either complete blowouts or completely get stomped. So one thing I wanted to cover really quick, we've got a bunch of these symbols at the bottom. You can go and click one. So if you're new, you probably want a low complexity hero, and you can choose if you want to play support or carry. We'll choose carry for this. And then melee here, or ranged, or there's a bunch of different kinds of heroes, right? They have a bunch of different use cases. So I'm going to choose ranged, and now I can see here are all the different heroes and that fit these categories. And I can even click more, right? And it limits it even more. And so you'll see here, you won't necessarily know the intricacies of the heroes, right? But this helps a lot in just figuring out what you want to play. Now I'm gonna go and pick sniper because he's in the limited hero pool. He's a relatively good hero, especially in the low ranks, and so he's easy. The downside to playing sniper early in the game is if you get used to him, maybe he's the first hero you pick, and then you start trying out other heroes, and you're like, man, the range on all these other guys sucks. Sniper has the longest range in the game. Okay, you can't use sniper as a a starting point of how long someone can shoot or how far a character can fire their attacks. Like I said, he's literally the longest in the game. Drow can also eventually fire pretty far. You can get items that boost that, but from base level, that's sniper's thing. He's called sniper. He's supposed to shoot from far away, right? So you can't really use sniper as a basis for like how other heroes will play. Okay, the first tip is guides. Okay, I know that is going to be something that is controversial. A lot of good players don't like the fact that people are using guides, but to make the game approachable, they're really important. So if you go here, it's going to be the default Dota guide from Valve, and you would think, oh, that's going to be good. It's not. It's usually bad. They don't update them often. Often they don't have very good items on the expectations there, and the guides don't have very much to them, right? It doesn't say like why you're buying anything. So if you go to browse all guides, make sure you check prioritize recent guides, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of old guides that may be completely irrelevant. They might have changed the character and it doesn't apply anymore. This is the Tortellini guide. People he's a meme a little bit at this point about his guides because they're so popular. And honestly, it's because they're pretty freaking good. And so we're gonna go ahead and select that. And one of the cool things about his guides is that he's gonna say why. Why are you buying this? Early agility will help you last hit and give you some support. Right, this is gonna help you. So now you're buying it and you know why you're buying it. And so I feel like the guide is going to be useful like 70% of the time, which is a lot. Like 7 out of 10 games, it's going to be a good guide. Sometimes though, if you're not thinking about the game, you're not thinking about how much, if you're not thinking about why you're buying things, it's not good. Yeah, you're going to be hurting yourself in the long term. So right here, I've got all the guides. Here's something that I played for years. I didn't know you could do it. This is what's called quick buying. So one thing that you can do is when you add things to this box, it will buy them if you have enough money, and otherwise it will like queue it up to buy. So for example, I want to buy a wand, a magic wand. If I click it, here's all the pieces that it takes to build the wand. See, this is where it can be really overwhelming, right? You're looking at the shop, you're like, oh my gosh, there's like 50 items here. Oh my gosh, there's like another 100. This is too much. I can't remember how to do all this stuff, right? So you come into here, you know which items you want roughly. You should start learning all the items a little bit so you at least know what they do, so that if you're in a game, you might think about whether or not you want to buy it. But you go into here, you can click them to see what it takes to build them, and then even if you click on these, it will tell you what it takes to build these, right? If I click this is as low as it goes. This is a base item. So if we click into here, I want to build this, right? So this is a hurricane pike. It's made of a force staff and a dragon lance and a recipe. So if I click into here, oh, force staff needs these to build. I click back into here, here's dragon lance, needs this to build. If all I do is if I control right click this, it will give me an option to add to quick buy. When I do that, all the items that I still need will be added to my quick buy. Pretty cool, huh? Right now, I don't know why they're not automatically set to buy. I think it's because I'm playing against bots. But normally, if I can right click them or unright click them if I do or don't want to buy them. So right now they're all set to be bought. And so I've got this in my shop. I can click this to have the courier deliver it to me, obviously. But what I see a lot of times is people are using Dota Plus or something, and they keep buying like a lot of, like the game keeps suggesting to them to keep buying like items that they don't need or like that aren't relevant anymore in the game. And so they're like 30 minutes in and they're like buying a tango, and like it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Not that you can't use tango, it just, for most games, doesn't make sense, right? They're not buying it because they're thinking about it. They're just buying it because that's what the game's telling them to buy. So you're going to look at some of the ones that you may need later. So early game, these are the items that I'm going to want to need. So I'm going to throw these down. You can also drag and drop them into this quick buy area. Now, if I want to do more than one item down here, right? Because if I drag that down, say I want this, right? So I drag this in. Now it got rid of my boots. I don't want that. So I'm going to put the boots back in, and then the next thing that I want to do is add this to quick buy. And if I control right click and then click add to quick buy, it's going to add it to what I was already getting. Add it to what was already here. So now I will be getting all of these items automatically as I get enough gold. Now obviously I need to set these all to buy. Normally it should not be doing this. It should automatically be set to buy them. So another thing you need to know, if you don't want to get stuck in a point where you're like, oh, I wanted to buy back, but my shop automatically bought the item and now I don't have enough gold to buy back. If you want to know how much you will need to buy back, you can hover over this with your mouse and it will show you needed for buyback, needed for quick buy. It's glitching out right now. I don't know what's going on, but I'm playing against bots. I'm assuming that's what's happening. So I can come up here. Yeah, and so anyway, so if I lock this, it won't buy any items until I have enough to buy back, plus the amount that it's needed for that item. So I'm going to turn it off for now, because normally it's going to be like late game where that would be more relevant. Okay, so here's another thing, denying creeps. So you're probably used to last hitting. I don't think the game quite puts enough importance on denying. So what denying means is that you are denying the enemy gold. So what that means is, in this case, I'm going to use my attack button. If you don't know where your attack button is, go up to here in the settings, find your abilities and abilities and items. Mine is set to Z, so attack, move, and force attack. This is really cool because you can press your attack button, turns your mouse red, and then left click on the map somewhere. My guy will automatically start attacking anyone who's close enough. So there's that. So it can work on creeps too. So I just left click, or I hit my attack button, I left click on the ground, my guy's attacking creeps, and he'll do that until there's nothing left to attack, and then he'll just stand wherever I clicked. So that's really helpful, especially if you're like, well, I have to look at something else on the map, and I need to have my guy do something without, maybe that's relatively safe, and that I don't have to worry about looking at him, but he'll still be doing something actively. The other thing that it can do is it can deny creeps. So deny is you press your attack button, then you left click one of your own creeps as long as they're below half health or below, right? So this guy's now below half health and I can shoot him. Now if I shoot him at the right time, just like a last hit, it will kill the creep, give me a deny number here. And so these are my last hits, LH and deny, the end. The last hit and deny is going to be really important because whenever you're denying something, that is going to be gold that your enemy doesn't get. It's really strong, and if you're not doing it, you really should. So we're going to go ahead and you can kind of deny your own teammates. It's pretty uncommon, but it does happen. It's technically possible. They have to be really low to be able to deny a teammate, so keep that in mind. Another thing you can do is stack things. So like say I want to go jungle a bunch of camps. This doesn't work very well on Sniper because he'll get pretty close before he'll actually start shooting them, and then he just takes a bunch of damage. So what I could do is I could press my attack button, hold down shift, click this camp, hold down shift, click this camp, hold down shift, click this camp. Now my guy is going to kill all the creeps here, then he'll walk up, he'll attack anything on the way, he'll attack all the things until he gets here, he'll kill this camp, he'll attack anything all the way to here. So it lets you automate a little bit of things. Here's another thing. Neutrals, guys. You got to be picking your neutrals. Go ahead and come in here, see what they all do, and then pick two things. When you pick both things, it'll automatically go here. And then sometimes it's an active. If you see this letter Y, that means you press Y to use it. This can be used on teammates as well. Another thing you can do is stack spells. So right now I've got 3 spells, right? So what I can do is I can come into here and say I want to come over here. I'm going to go ahead and I want to do a shrapnel here, but then I also want to use my headshot, I want to use my take aim. And then I also want to do an ultimate attack on this creep over here. So now you can see I have stacked abilities, and you can do this on any hero. So now I've shot the thing, I've used my take aim, and now I've lost sight of the thing, so I can't do it. But normally, right? Normally you could do both this thing. So I'll come over here, I'll do my Q here, and then my ultimate on this guy. Boom. Now I've stacked those abilities. I just did them instantly as fast as my character can do them. Sometimes there's a spell cast time, right? This helps you immensely in fights and things where you have a lot of abilities and items to use in a very short amount of time. The last thing I wanted to cover is you can use the minimap to walk around. I can right click anywhere on the minimap and that's where my guy will go. I can use that to stack where my guy will go to attack creeps. It's just super useful, right? So now I have my guy going over here, and then he's going to come attack here, and then he's going to come attack here, right? So he'll just walk past because right now he's not set to attack. That's the second step of the actives that I gave him to do. Just the enemy's bottom tower. It's just a really useful thing to be able to stack this stuff, and knowing that you can do it at all is really useful. For the longest time, I didn't know you could do that. I thought people were cheating and they're using macros or whatever. It's just a thing the game lets you do. And the last thing I wanted to go over was some of the timings, mainly for like the Lotus. For example, this Lotus will respawn every 3 minutes. So at minute 3, right here, you're going to get a Lotus. At minute 6, at minute 9, at minute 12, at minute 15, right? Another thing is if you want to, they call it stack camps or pull the lane. If I was going to pull these jungle creeps so that a new creep camp would spawn, if I hold down Alt, you'll see these squares appear. Now if I am inside this box when this number turns to the next minute, these spawn every single minute, so right at the 0. If I'm inside the box, they won't spawn. I'll block. It's called blocking the camp. If there are wards inside this square, it will block the camp, so it will not spawn any creeps. Now this is a problem if your enemy's doing it to you, right? You want to do it to the enemy, so sometimes they'll put a ward here to block your gold because you won't get the gold from these creeps because they're not spawning, right? A lot of Dota is just about farming, about getting gold. So when this gets to 53, I can click this. I can have them chase me. I can do it to these guys too. Oh, see, they didn't leave the square in time, so I didn't get another spawn. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I know that for me, there's a lot of these little things that the game just doesn't explain to you. No one really tells you, unless you're playing with friends who are like, wait, are you not doing this? Like, there's no way to know, and you just get used to it and you forget that you were doing it at all. So hopefully that's helpful. You can use the minimap to TP as well. You don't have to like find the tower and click on the screen. You can just TP to the spot that's closest that you are allowed to TP. So sometimes maybe you click the enemy base, but you don't have anywhere in the enemy base to TP to. It will simply TP you to the closest spot, to the spot where you want to go. Hopefully that's helpful, and hopefully I'll see you in Dota.